Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Hmm. Hmm. Somehow I always. I'm thinking maybe adjusting this back. Oops. Let's see. We'll do something like that. Would that be any better for you guys out there in Never Never Land? Might be. Of course, it's in my way, but who cares about me? Who cares about me? Okay. Should we try something like that? Try something like that. I'd like to get over a little bit to the right. Maybe what I'll do is move this up here. Will that work? Will that work for everyone? Might work for me. Hey Tony, how you doing? Am I going to have the winner play the Tigers? If this goes well and I get a lot of positive feedback, what I might do is I might play the ALCS best of five series and see who wins that. Would that be something you would be interested in watching, Tony? Let me know in the chat. That's great. I'm just trying to, just trying to find things that a lot of people are interested and would, find interesting to watch. So if that's something that might interest you, let me know. And we can certainly look at maybe doing something like that. So Tony says, I sure would. Well, that is good to hear, my friend. That is good to hear. All right. So I might do the 1984 American League Championship game, or Championship Series, actually. That was between the Tigers and who was in the American League? Oops. 1984. Let's see. Tigers and who did the Tigers play? The Kansas City Royals, right. Oh, they swept them. That's right. They swept the Royals, blew them out of the water. So it might not be as memorable, as epic a series as this one might be. But, the Padres, yeah. I should have just waited. Tony, of course, would know that information, right? So I'm thinking about switching things around just a little bit here. So just trying to find like a good angle that I can see everything. I'm still working on the best setup. And that's not horrible. I would like you guys to be able to see a little bit better, but if I do that, not sure I like that new. This gives you more view there. All right. I guess slide this over a little bit. All right. All right, this is going to be an epic game. Game number 5, 84 team was awesome. Yeah, the Tigers 84 season. That was, I remember listening to the World Series on the radio as I was driving to Ohio State to go visit my brother, who was going to Ohio State at the time. and I was driving down from Buffalo, and I was flipping through the radio stations, and that was one of the games that was on, and I was like, oh. And I was not, back when I was younger, I was not a big baseball guy, so I was like, oh, I'll listen to it. There's nothing else on. But, yeah, that 84 Tigers team was really good. Really good. Alrighty, so here we are. We are in epic game number 5. This is to determine who is going to the World Series to face off against either the Royals or the Tigers. Again, in real life, the Detroit Tigers went to the World Series, and if we get a chance, we might actually do a replay of the 84 American League Series. If people would like that, again, just post a comment if you're watching this afterwards on YouTube. And that way, I'll have a kind of a gist if that would be something that a lot of people might like. All right, so let's look at the starting lineups for game number 5 again. Game number 5 is going to be played at Jack Murphy Stadium because the Chicago Cubs do not have lighting in their stadium at this point. And so the hometown advantage goes to the Padres, who get 3 straight games at home. And they will be taking on the Cubs here at Jack Murphy Stadium. Game number 5, just as it was in real life. Bob Denier in center field for the Cubs. Ryan Sandberg, second baseman, batting second. Gary Matthews, left fielder, batting third. Leo Durham, first baseman, batting fourth. And, of course, we can't talk about the 84 National League Championship Series without talking about Leo Durham. We've talked about him throughout this replay series, but really put it in context, I would highly recommend you go to YouTube and just type in 1984 Leo Durham error or something like that, and you'll get a bunch of videos on YouTube that you can actually watch the whole game. I saw the whole game on YouTube, so it's still there if you want to watch the whole game. But of course, we're talking about Leo Durham because he has been, really to be honest, he's been super solid for the Cubs in this series. In real life, he batted .279. He's had probably 4 or 5 singles, a couple doubles that I can think of. He's had to make 3 or 4 error checks and range checks, and he's made every single one of them. That's why the play that he doesn't make in the bottom of the 7th inning in game number 5 is so unusual, because he's such a solid defender, such a good, you don't expect something as simple as a ground ball to roll through right underneath his glove, and it was kind of the Billy Buckner of the National League, I guess, is what we can say it. And of course, that just added to the aura of the curse of the Billy Goat, and how the Cubs have cast their how do I put it? Because of the way they treated one of their loyal fans, and this is going to be they put the curse on the club, and that's just the way it's going to be until they make amends for that. Some of the things, interesting enough, I just want to talk about this just for a second, guys. The curse of the Billy. Oops. All right, so if you go in and just type in Curse of the Billy Goat and go to the Wikipedia, you're going to find out all kinds of information. But some of the really interesting things that I came across was the way that, as the curse went on through the years, some of the things the Cubs actually went through just to get rid of the curse. There was, of course, everyone remembers the Steve Bartman game and the incident that happened there. But a lot of people don't remember that in 2004, I think it was 2004. I think it was 2004. One of the bars in downtown Chicago or somewhere down there purchased that ball, the foul ball, the Steve Bartman game. I think it cost over $1 million, maybe $1.5 million or something. They bought it off of the guy that actually ended up catching that foul ball, and they ended up blowing the baseball, electrocuted it actually, not blowing it up, but they electrocuted the baseball in an attempt to break the curse, and that was in 2004. There's been all kinds of uh, incidents with different people bringing goat heads to the stadium. In 2011, there was something called a Reverse the Curse, dedicated to provide goat families in the community and in surrounding counties some financial aid. In 2012, there was people that trekked all the way from Mesa, Arizona, which was the Cubs training facility back in the day, and they carried a goat with them all the way from Mesa, Arizona, all the way to Chicago, walking the whole way in an attempt to reverse the curse. There's been goat heads that have been left at the ballpark. I mean, there's been all kinds of crazy, innovative things. So it just brings a lot of interest and lore to the whole thing, and that's kind of why we're doing this. Just because it's fun to talk about things like that, and to be honest, it's a damn shame the curse is over. Anyways. They're going to be facing off against Eric Shaw. Oh, yeah, we were still going through the lineups. Leo Durham, first base. He's batting fourth. Keith Moreland, right fielder, batting fifth. Ron Sayes, the third baseman, batting sixth. Jody Davis is the catcher, batting seventh. The shortstop, batting eighth. And the pitcher, Rick Sutcliffe, is going to be pitching for the Cubs. This is a rematch of game number 1 starters. Eric Shaw versus Rick Sutcliffe. So, it could end up being the Cubs ended up winning that game on the very strong pitching of Sutcliffe. Now, Shaw had matched Sutcliffe in game number 1, pretty much pitch for pitch. He gave up 3 runs, I think, in the first inning, and that was all he gave up. He shut the Cubs out the rest of the way, but that was enough, that 3-0 lead in the first inning. So Shaw can somehow keep things close. Maybe, just maybe, the Padres can pull another upset and send them to their first World Series. Now remember, a lot of people don't remember the Padres. This is their first playoff experience at all. They came in the league in 68 or 69, I think it was, and they had never made the playoffs. So this is their first playoffs. They're going against a powerhouse Cubs team who everyone thought was just going to blow them out of the water, and they were going to make their World Series. So that was another, way of how this all. I want to make this a little smaller so you guys can see the name on the card. There we go. Hopefully. All right, so here we go. We're on the way. Game number 5. Let's enjoy it. Sit back, relax, and go through some history here. Game number 5. This was. Oh, and I forgot to change the name of this video. I'll have to do this afterwards. Okay. Anywho, Bob Denier, center fielder. Righty-righty matchup. Eric Shaw is a righty. That is a 4-2, and that is a possible walk. Jeff Murphy Stadium is a 0. He's a right-hander. He's a 15. That is a 16, so no walk on Shaw. So Bob Denier has to get a hit. 6-3, and that's going to be a ground ball. That's going to Wiggins at second base. Oh, I got to click back into this, don't I? Yes, I do. Okay, so ground ball to Wiggins at second base. He'll throw it over to Garvey at first for the out. And we are on the way here. Game number 5. Ryan Sandberg, 314 average. 52, and that is going to be question marks. He's a right-hander, so 1-20 is an auto out, and that will be an auto out. We will find out what kind of out it is. That is a 5. That's going to be a fly ball to center field. So Shaw off to a good start, 2 outs, and that brings up Gary Matthews, left fielder, 291 average. 4-1 against the righties and auto out. So good inning for Shaw as he goes 1-2-3. That's a ground ball to short, and that's going to be Templeton for the throw across the diamond. And we're through half an inning here in San Diego. And that brings up Rick Sutcliffe and his power card. He has a pretty decent card. You can see there's a lot of K results. If I can get the computer or the screen to actually zoom in. There we go. So you can see there's a lot of K results on his card. That's because he had 213 strikeouts in 244 innings. He was 20-6. Very reliable pitcher. It's going to be hard, actually, for the Padres to win this against Sutcliffe, but that's why they play the games, my friends, right? All right, so Sutcliffe, a right-hander, versus the switch hitter, Al Wiggins. And we're in the bottom of the first inning. Still no score. 1-6 and a possible walk. He's a 13. That's a 17, so no walk. Al Wiggins. 6-2, and that's going to be a single pass a diving stop of Boa. It's off his glove. It's going to roll into left field, and the Padres, one man up. They have got themselves not an out. That would be a single, dude. Thank you. So Al Wiggins, again, he's got an attempt of 9. No adjustment from Sutcliffe. So 1-9, he's going to try to go to make the next base, and that brings up Tony Gwynn. Tony Gwynn. It's an 11, so no strategy. 3-3, possible strikeout. Not against Gwynn. He's only a 2, so no strikeout, no strategy. It's just going to be a straight-up roll on Tony Gwynn's card. 4-1. That's going to be grounded to short, and we're going to try for double play here. Double play of 3, no adjustment on Sutcliffe. 1-2-3, it's a double play. Oh, that was bounced out. 2, and that's going to be 6-4-3 double play. That's going to be Boa to Sandberg on to Durham. And the Cubs get the 6-4-3 double play off of the bat of Tony Gwynn. And that brings up Steve Garvey. Steve Garvey, the first baseman, 284 average. 2-4, possible strikeout. 2 is a strikeout. That will be a K for Sutcliffe. And just like that, it's a 1-2-3 inning the hard way. And we go to the second inning, still scoreless here at Jack Murphy Stadium. It's going to be Leo Durham up. We talked a lot about Leo Durham. Tim Buck, how you doing, my friend? We are in the top of the second inning, still scoreless. And 1 hit for San Diego, but it went nowhere. Leo Durham. 1-3, lefties blank. So Leo Durham. 5-1, and that's going to be a fly ball. That one's going out to center field. Out there is going to be Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown. Yes, we didn't even actually introduce you guys. So it's Wiggins at second, Gwynn in right field, Garvey at first, Nettles at third, Kennedy is catching. That's all that's been done every game in the series. Now here's where things get interesting. Bobby Brown comes into center field today. In left field, Carmelo Martinez, Gary Templeton is short, and then back to Eric Shaw. So only one substitution, and that is the center fielder. But Durham flies out to center, and that will be another out. So Keith Moreland. And that's a 2-5, and it's a possible strikeout. And 8 minus 2 is 6. We rolled a 5. That is a strikeout by Eric Shaw. So 2 away, and that brings up Ron Say, 240 average, 2-5, possible strikeout, 12-17, no strikeout. So Ron Say, he waits on a good pitch. Here it comes. 1-1, that's going to be a fly ball, and that one's headed again to keep Bobby Brown in center field. It's another 1-2-3 inning, and Shaw is off to a good start. Good start. Two innings, no hits so far for Shaw. And Sutcliffe trying to match him pitch for pitch here is Greg Nettles, the lefty. 5-5. Range play at the ballpark. So the range play dice is the green one. And we're going to be looking at the Stadium Park card. 6. So that's going to be a fail range. And that's going to be a 6-4. That is question mark 7. We rolled an 18. Question mark 7. 18 would be an out to left field, but since it's a range play, that is a failed range, and that's going to fall in. Now we're going to find out if it's a single or a double. 1, 2, 3, 4, it's a single. 5, 6, it's a double. And that is going to be a single. It falls in as the left fielder, Gary Matthews, cannot make the catch. And Greg Nettles is aboard. He's got no attempts, so we will throw the strategy dice. But he will not be taking off on anything. So second base runner is aboard for San Diego. Terry Kennedy, the catcher, 240 average. And that is going to be a 6-2 wild pitch, possibly. Wild pitch. 1 to 9 is a wild pitch. That is an 8, and that is going to be a wild pitch by Rick Sutcliffe. Wild pitch. And let's see, it's this one, I think, is a wild pitch. Yes. Our first wild pitch, and Nettles is going to make it to second. Terry Kennedy is going to get another look at a pitch here from Rick Sutcliffe, runner in scoring position for San Diego. Phil Reynolds, what's going on? And that is a 4-4 possible strikeout. That is a 12. -2 is 10. That is an 11. So no strikeout. Terry Kennedy is going to get a swing at it. That is a 1-6. It's a fly ball to right. A fly ball to right allows the runner. Let's look at my charts here. Fly ball to right. And we roll against the runner's rating at second, Greg Nettles. He has got a base running of 2. So 1 or 2, he's going to be able to tag up on the flyout. 1 or 2. That's a 5. So no advance on the flyout to right. And he will stay at second. So Kennedy can't get this job done. And that brings up the first time in the series, Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown. Here's what I think I am going to do, though, guys. I hate to keep reaching across here, because all that's going to make the camera do is so what I'm going to do is I'm going to redesign this really quickly for you guys. I'm going to put this up there, something like that, right? And then we'll leave this here, and we'll slide this here, and this here. That's fine. And then maybe I'll do something like that. Maybe something like that. You know what? Maybe even better. Hang on a second. I can put Jack Murphy Stadium down here. Nope, I don't like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to put Jack Murphy Stadium here, because the more I reach across, the more it's going to be problems for you guys. So what I'm going to do is, there we go, something like that. And then if I can just get this to come up just a little bit, give us a little bit more area. What do you guys think? Is that a little bit better? Is that good for you guys? Is that not good? What do you guys think? All right. So, there's one out here in the bottom of the second. Runner is second, Nettles. He's waiting on a big hit, and Bobby Brown finally gets an at-bat here. First at-bat of the series. That is a 2-2 possible strikeout. 12 -2 is 10. We rolled an 8, so that will be a strikeout this time from Sutcliffe, although I got to click back on that. So strikeout there by Sutcliffe. And now, there we go. How do you guys think of that? Looks good? Looks good, says Tim Buck. Thank you. Much better, says Phil Reynolds. All right, guys. Thank you. I'm just trying to prevent, I'm reaching across to get the dice all the time. So if I can just roll the dice here, then I don't have, and then the batter's here, so I don't have, I can just flip the card here, so it won't be as distracting for you guys. So I'm thinking about my viewers here, right? So 2 outs now. So base hit might score the run with 2 outs. Carmelo Martinez. That is a 3-4. That would be a single if he was tired. He is not tired, so it's going to be a hit for Martinez, the hottest hitter the San Diego Padres have right now. 5-3, and that was going to be a ground ball to short this time. No luck with the Padres, as that's going to do it for the inning. So they cannot get the run. And we go to the third inning, still scoreless here at Jack Murphy Stadium. Still scoreless, Jack Murphy Stadium. All right, Jody Davis is up. Jody Davis against Eric Shaw. Here we go. Learn to throw right-handed. Well, if I was throwing right-handed, all I would be doing is smashing the camera, because right now the camera is right here on my. It's literally the camera's by my right shoulder. So if I was throwing right-handed, you would have a real problem. Jody Davis is up. 2-5. Possible strikeout. 11 minus 2 is 9. We rolled a 6. That is a strikeout by Shaw. And that is strikeout number 2. That brings up Larry Boa. Larry Boa. And we have 1 out here in the top of the third. 2-1, and he is going to be a switch hitter, so that's left is blank. Otherwise, it would have been a strikeout. So Larry Boa, the switch hitter, and that is a 4-4. And that's going to be a single past the dive of the shortstop, Templeton. And the Cubs have their first hit of the ball game, and it goes to Larry Boa. And there is 1 out, and the pitcher spot due up, Rick Sutcliffe. Not the best bunter on the planet, to be honest. With only 1 out, though, it's his best option, as he was... Well, actually, Rick Sutcliffe is a .250 batter. There's a double on his card, a single, a couple singles, a couple doubles. You know what? They're going to let him just swing away, actually. He might do better than just a sacrifice. So Shaw against Rick Sutcliffe, .250 average. They're going to just, what's our strategy roll here? Strategy roll, he's a 3 for an attempt. And he got a 6, so no strategy. 5-2. That's question mark against the lefty, and 1-3 would be an out. It's a 20, so no auto out off of Sutcliffe. So Sutcliffe's going to get a roll at it. 5-1, that's a grounder down to first. Oh boy, this might come back to haunt the Cubs. Grounder down to first, and they have a double play opportunity. Double play of 1 minus 1 is 0. So they won't get the double play, but they will get the runner at first is Boa. He's got a base running of 3, which beats the dice, so it's going to be an out at first. So a ground out to the first baseman for the out. So Sutcliffe kind of does his job anyways as he advances the runner. So runner in scoring. Let me undo that because I forgot to advance the runner. My bad. Undo score sheet. Yes, undo out. Yes. All right, let's do that again. So it's a ground out to the first baseman. And this time we got to have Boa advance. There we go. So Boa's at second. So Sutcliffe does better than just sacrificing. He actually has the defense have to make a play. All right, Bob Denier back up. He grounded his second base his first time up. 2 outs here in the top of the third. 64 against the righty, 64. And that's a possible strikeout, and that's out of range. So no strikeout by Bob Denier. 4-6, that's a ground ball. That's going to be down the line, and scooping that one up is going to be Greg Nettles. He's going to throw it to first and get him by half a step, and that will retire the side. So the Cubs get a runner in scoring position, but they, like the Padres, cannot capitalize on it. And we go to the bottom of the third inning, and it is still scoreless here at Jack Murphy Stadium. Still scoreless at Jack Murphy Stadium. All right, here we go. Gary Templeton, shortstop, 258 average. 5, 6, and we're going to have a range play at the ballpark. Range play at the ballpark, so we're going to be looking at the green dice is the range play dice. 2, so probably going to be a good play. 3, 5, star line 1, which is second base. Second base is going to be Sandberg. I believe Sandberg is a 5 range. That's a 2, so he made the play. No problem there for Sandberg as he takes a few steps to his left and backhand throws in time for the out. And that brings up Eric Shaw. Eric Shaw, the pitcher today. Let's see if he can do something. He was actually a 246 hitter as well, so 45, and we have a ballpark. So this is just going to be a straight ballpark check. No, and he does have home run power. Eric Shaw, he actually hit 3 home runs in the regular season, so if he gets a home run check, this one is gone. 51, nope, that's going to be star line 3. That's a ground ball to shortstop, Boa, over to Durham, and that will be 2 outs. And that brings up the top of the lineup, Al Wiggins. Wiggins singled his first time. And 2-2 is a possible strikeout. 8 minus 2 is 6, and that's what we rolled. That is a 6. So that is going to be a strikeout. And once again, Rick Sutcliffe manages through the inning. And we will go to the 4th inning. A very low-scoring affair as both teams trying to feel out one another, and they do have excellent pitchers keeping things under wraps. Eric Shaw versus Ryan Sandberg. Sandberg, 314 average. And 2-2 right-handers are possible. Strikeout, nope. Dice is too high, so no strikeout. 3, 4, and that's going to be singled down the line, and the first baseman cannot make the play, and that's going to be a leadoff single by Sandberg. Now he has got an attempt of 4, so he might try something here if he can get the jump. Gary Matthews is up. He's 0 for 1. He grounded into a 6-3 putout his first time up. And so Gary Matthews, and you know what? The Cubs are going to put on the hit and run. The Cubs are going to put on the hit and run. So here we go. Hit and run's on. Matthews waits, swings, 12, so there's no shenanigans. 2-3, 2-3, walk plus. Walk plus. And all home run and walk rates for the batter are cut in half. So, oh my gosh, Gary Matthews is actually against a right-hander a 29 to walk, but you cut that in half, that's going to be 15, but you still add the 10 because it's a walk plus. So that is going to be a walk, actually. Unbelievable, a walk. So Matthews trying for the hit and run and decides not to swing at ball 4, and the Cubs have something going here in the second inning. Runners at first and second now. And that brings up Leo Durham. Flew out to center field his first time up, and the Cubs with a golden opportunity here in the top of the 4th. And Sandberg is a 4, but you cut that in half, and you're trying to do anything to go to third base. So it'd be a 2, so that 3 is a nothing. That's null and void. 4-2. Possible walk. And against the right-hander, Leo Durham is a 12. That is an 11, and he's going to back-to-back walks. Wow. Not what you wanted to see. And the bases are loaded with the Cubs and nobody out. Okay, so defense is going to give up the run. They're going to play back, go for the double play. And, yeah, they're going to go for the double play. Actually, Moreland, he's a 3 double play. Shao's actually a -1, so take that down to a 2. They might play, yeah, they're going to play halfway. They're going to play halfway. 6-6, right-hander's a possible strikeout. 8 -2 is 6. That's what we rolled. That is a strikeout, big out there on Keith Moreland by Shao. So that is 1 out now. Bases still loaded for the Cubs. Golden opportunity. Ron Say is up. Flew out to center field his first time up. Say again, ground ball double play of 3, just average. Shao does not help, so they're going to play halfway again. 5-2, and that's a question mark against a right-hander. Question mark is a question mark against right-hander, and that is going to be an auto out on a 1-20. So that's going to be an auto out. Now this is going to be big. What kind of out is it? If they can get a ground ball double play out of this. Whoop, damn, I dropped the dice. I'll have to go track it down here in a minute. Let's roll the white dice. That is a 2. That's going to be the shortstop. So again, double play of 3 -1. So a 1 or 2. They're going to turn the double play. 3, which is the runner at first is Leo Durham. So Leo Durham, what's his base running? His base running is a 3. So they're going to have to take the runner out at first, I believe. If the dice has to beat the base runner rating. If the dice is higher, then they get the runner out at second. Otherwise, they take the runner out at first. So the only play is to first on the ground ball to short. It's deep in the hole. Nothing he can do about it. That's going to score a run. Ground ball to the shortstop. Over to first on the play. So Sandberg's going to score. Matthews is going to go to third. And Durham is going to go to second. So the run comes in for the Cubs on the off the bat of Ron Say. And now I got to go pick up that dice, so give me a second, guys. Alrighty, I'm back. I found the dice. So that brings us to Jody Davis. Runners at second and third, 2 outs now. So they can intentionally walk him to face Boa. No, I think they'll pitch it to Jody Davis. Might be a mistake, but we're going to try. That is a 3-1. Right-hander is an auto out, so they're going to get out of the inning with giving up just 1 run. With the bases loaded and nobody out, that is a 5. That's a fly ball to center field. And that's going to do it. So the Cubs, with bases loaded, no one out, gets a strikeout, then a ground out to first, and a fly ball out, and they get 1 run. Wow, that can come back to bite the Cubs later. But with Rick Sutcliffe pitching, maybe it won't. Who knows? He's been pitching well, Sutcliffe, with 3 strikeouts so far. Tony Gwynn grounded into the 6-4-3 double play in the first. Much better gesture, says Philip Reynolds. Go Cubs, says Tim Buck. There you go, Cubs up 1-0. Tony Gwynn, 4-4, possible strikeout. Not against Tony Gwynn, it's not. He's a 2. Which actually goes down to a 0 at Jack Murphy Stadium. Tony Gwynn's got a shot at it here. 2-2. That's a ground ball to second. So Tony Gwynn out again. That brings up Steve Garvey. Garvey struck out to end the first inning. 3-3 possible strikeout 6. -2 is 4, so that's outside the range there. So Steve Garvey's going to get a swing at a good pitch. Here it comes. 3-3, that's a ground ball to shortstop. That's going to be Boa. 2 away. That brings up Greg Nettles, who singled in the second inning. Got to second base on the wild pitch, but was stuck at second. 3-6, possible strikeout. And nope, dice is too high there. Nettles trying to nail another one. 3-6, nope, that's going to be ground ball. And that was 3 ground balls, 2 to the second baseman and 1 to the shortstop. And Sutcliffe is unscathed through 4. We go to the top of the 5th, 1-0 Cubs. Eric Shaw, let's see if he can get a better inning than that 4th inning. Each team with only 2 hits here through 4 complete. Larry Boa is up. He singled in the 3rd. And that is a 2-2, and he will be a lefty, so that's a blank. 34, and he's going to pop him up. Second baseman Al Wiggins, he is going to call everyone off and make the catch. 1 away. Rick Sutcliffe, he's 0 for 1. 2-2, lefty again is blank. So Sutcliffe's going to get a shot at it here, and there's a lot of singles on his card. 3-5, we didn't find one there, as that is a fly ball to center field. And 2 away now for Bob Denier. Bob Denier, 4-6. A right-hander is a possible strikeout. 6 minus 2 is 4, but we rolled a 2, so that is a big strikeout. Shaw with a 1-2-3 inning. And pitching well for San Diego. So Rick Sutcliffe trying to propel the Cubs. Oh, oops, wait a minute. What happened here? All right. Trying to propel his team onto the World Series for the first time since 1945 and break the curse of the Billy Goat. Here we go. Terry Kennedy. 5-3, and that's a range play. So range plays are good or bad. They can turn outs into hits, and they can take hits into outs. It just depends on the range of the player. So again, green dice is the range dice. And at 5, that's going to be a tough one. 51 is going to be starting line 3. That is to shortstop. That is Larry Boa. And Boa is a range of 3, so he cannot get to it. And that's going to be a single by Kennedy. So just as I said, hits can become outs. Outs can become hits with the range plays. In my 1989 Kansas City replay, they had the worst range ever. And so every time I rolled a range play, I would cringe. So Bobby Brown, Terry Kennedy is not going to have any strategy. But Bobby Brown is struck out, and Bobby Brown is a bunt of 3. Is it worth bunting here with Martinez due up Templeton? No, I think we're going to let Bobby Brown swing away. 6-6, possible strikeout, and yes, sir, 1. We always look at this one. This is just for strategy. Actually, the strategy, if he didn't have the H, that would have been a strategy. But since he has an H, which means he'll hold, so no strategy. So ignore that. We use this for the strikeout. That is a strikeout. So big strikeout by Sutcliffe. Bobby Brown's out of there, but this brings up the hottest hitter on the planet right now, Carmelo Martinez. You almost want to intentionally walk him because he has got 2 home runs against the Cubs in this series. He's got 4 or 5 doubles and about 8 or 10 singles. He's just been 3 of 4 or 2 of 4 every single game. But Sutcliffe feels like he can overpower him. 4, 5. And we're going. Oh, boy. This is a ballpark check. Ballpark, Jack Murphy Stadium. If he gets a hold of one, this one is gone. It's about a 74% chance of being gone if he gets a hold of it. That is a 4-3, and nope, it's going to be a single, though. Single into right field. Terry Kennedy, speed of 3, +1 because there is 2 outs. It's going to right field. That's going to be Keith Moreland. Moreland is no adjustment. So going first to third on the S9 is going to be a +2. So he's a 3. +2 is 4-5, and +1 is a 6. So he's going to auto go to third base on the hit, on the single. So runners at the corners with only 1 out. Do you play back and go for the double play? Do you step in and try to keep that run off the plate? The Cubs are going to play it in. They're going to play in. They're going to try and keep that run off the board. Runners at the corners. Terry Kennedy at third. Martinez, again, the hottest hitter on the planet, gets a single. And it brings up Gary Templeton. And that is a, 5-2 question mark. Oh, boy. That is a question mark versus a left-hander. That's going to be an auto single on a 1-11. That is a 5. That is going to be an auto single. We're going to have a tie ball game. And let's see, the runner at first is Martinez. He's a 2. Where did the ball go? 5-2. Past the pitcher, S1. Right. So on an S1, you need a base running of 4 to make it first to third. Martinez is a 2. +1 makes him a 3, so he's going to have to stop at second. But this game is tied on the single by Gary Templeton. Kennedy comes in to score, and Martinez will stop at second as the ball gets back up the middle, and that brings up Eric Shaw. Again, 246 average. You could not take these pitchers lightly. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Runners at first and second, only 1 out. Pitcher is due up. He's only a bunt of 2. Probably he's a bad bunter because he's actually a decent hitter, so they're just going to let him swing away. And the Cubs defense is playing back, going for 2 here. That is a 2-5 possible walk. Nope, Eric Shaw is a 0 on the walks, and it won't be a walk. Eric Shaw is going to get a swing at it. Shaw, 2-4. Nope, that's going to be ground ball down to third. Ground ball double play of 2. No adjustment there. Are they going to turn 2? They will not. They are going to have to take the runner out at first, I believe. The runner at first is Templeton. Base running of 3. The dice did not beat it, so they're going to have to take the runner out at first. So the single, that's going to be a ground out, right? Ground out to third, but the only play is out at first, so that's going to advance the runners. Martinez is going to go to third. Moving to second will be Templeton, and 2 runners in scoring position. So Shaw, just as good as a sacrifice, moved the runners up. And that brings up Al Wiggins. Al Wiggins, a single and a strikeout so far. Tie ball game, but this could. Dave Little's in the house. Oh man, we got all the best guys in the planet here tonight. So thank you for coming out. Tie ball game now as the Padres pick up a run here in the bottom of the 5th. Runners at second and third. 2 outs now for Al Wiggins. Can he get a hit off of Sutcliffe? 5-6 against the lefty is a possible strikeout. He is an 8. -2 is 6. We roll a 7. So no strikeout So Al Wiggins is going to get a shot at it. He waits on a good pitch. He does not swing at the one over, up and out of the zone. He waits on one to come in the zone. 3, 4, nope, that's a ground ball down to third base, and that's going to be Ron Sang. He scoops, he throws, and it's on target. Side retired, but we have us once again a tie ball game going into the 6th inning. Rick Sutcliffe gives up the run just as Eric Shaw did in the 4th. So it's going to come down to relief pitchers, and so far the relief pitchers for both teams have been a little shaky on both sides, to be honest. That brings up Ryan Sandberg, 1 for 2 with a single in the 4th. Shaw, 1-5. Home run question mark against the right-hander, 1-10. We rolled a 15, so no home run. Woo! Eric Shaw left one down the middle. Sandberg gets a hold of it. Where does he take it? 6-3. It's going to deep. Right field. Go there. Back to the wall. Tony Gwynn reaches up, makes the catch. The crowd goes crazy as Tony Gwynn pulls that one in. Everyone in the ballpark held their breath when that ball cracked off the bat of Ryan Sandberg. That brings up Gary Matthews. He is 0 for 1 with a walk in the 4th. Shaw trying to get another clean inning here. 2-6. Range play. Again, these can be really good or really bad. Gary Matthews is going to get a swing at it. Almost dropped the dice again. And that's going to be a 3-5. 3-5 is going to be to center field. Center fielder has to have a range of 5 or that's going to fall in. That's Bobby Brown, our new center fielder. He's got a range of 3. That one's going to fall in. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a single. 5 or 6. It's a double. It's a single. So a single falls in for Gary Matthews. He has an attempt of 2. So runner aboard for the Cubs with 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Leo Durham walked in the 4th, flew out to center in the 2nd. And no strategy. 2-4. Possible strikeout, but 19 says no strikeout. 4-4. He's going to pop him up. First baseman in foul territory. Garvey, he calls everyone off, says, get away from it. This one is mine, my friends. Get away from it. And makes the catch in foul territory for a big out there. And that brings up Keith Moreland. Keith Moreland, 2 strikeouts for Moreland. Not having an awesome day. 1-2. Right-hander's blank. 1-2 is blank. Moreland. 4-1. That's going to be a fly ball. That one's going out into left field. Carmelo Martinez makes the catch. And that's going to retire the side. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. Still 1-1 ball game. Neither team willing to take a crack, give a crack in their defense. But if anyone on the Padres can do it, Tony Gwynn can. He can find a hole in anybody's defense. Good evening, gents. Dave Little. Thank you so much for coming out. This is game number 5. The winner of this game, again, in 1984. The championship series were only best of 5 series. This will be the last year it's a best of 5. So every year after this, it'll be best of 7. So best of 5. So whoever wins this one goes on to the World Series. For the Cubs, it'll be their first World Series since 1945. The Padres, well, they came in the league in 1969. So this is their first appearance ever. Can they make the World Series in their first playoff try? 1-2 possible strikeout. That is not a strikeout. Again, we looked at Tony Gwynn. He does not strike out at all. 55, and he's got a single in the left field. That one's going to fall in front of Gary Matthews. Tony Gwynn is aboard here in the bottom of the 6th. He's got an attempt of 5. He might be off on the pitch. Steve Garvey's up. Steve Garvey. And no strategy. 3-4, 3-4, and that would be a single if he's tired. He is not tired yet, so we can ignore that. Steve Garvey. Come on, Garvey. 6-4, a single. Past the shortstop. S6. And S6, you need a run rating of 5 to make it. And Tony Gwynn has a base running of 4, so he will stop at second. So back-to-back singles. And nobody out here. And that brings up Greg Nettles. Greg Nettles, 1 for 2 with a single. All right, so Greg Nettles, not good bunter at all. He's only a 1. Greg Nettles. He's 1 for 2. They're going to let him swing away. Lefty-righty matchup. Sutcliffe trying to get out of this jam here in the bottom of the 6. 3, 5. Error on a ground ball chance. Error on a ground ball chance. So ground ball will be an error chance. Adds a 44, and it's going to second. It's going to second base. And that is going to be, oh boy, that's Ryan Sandberg. Sandberg, he's got an error of 2. The one in the parentheses, we rolled a 1. That is an error on Sandberg. Now we got to look up the error, which is going to be crazy here. I think it's just a one-base error, but I have to double check. I just have to because something tells me to double check just to make sure. There's no way it can be. I think it's an automatic one base. I could be wrong, but I could have sworn error checked for second errors. Okay, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, throwing error, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. I need the damn. Where are the damn charts? Where are the error charts? I had them here. Oh my gosh, they're way. I didn't use them. Now I gotta try and find them. Oh boy, hello Quentin Parks. All right, that was a throw, error and a throw chance. It went to second base. And throw to question mark. Throwing error with potential for advancing another base on a bad throw. Go through steps below. Roll a d6. Check against the range of the throw receiver. If it's less than or equal to the range, he keeps the poor throw from getting by him, thus making it a one-base error. Otherwise, step 2. Okay, so we got to check the first baseman to see if he makes the catch. That is going to be, here we go. It's going to be our man, Leo Durham. He's got a range of 3. So you have to check his range, 1, 2, or 3. He's going to keep this from being a possible 2-base error. He does. Leo Durham, Mr. Solid, he does it. So it's a 1-base error, and that is going to load the bases with nobody out. Reach first on the error. And going to third is Gwynn. Garvey moves to second. Error is going to be on the second baseman, and that is Ryan Sandberg. And that is going to bring up Terry Kennedy. Bases are loaded. Nobody out. The exact same thing the Cubs had in the 4th inning. Bases loaded, nobody out. The Cubs were only able to score 1 run. Let's see if Rick Sutcliffe can somehow will his team here. Rick Sutcliffe. And with bases loaded, I'm going to turn all strategies off because I don't want some wacky strategy thing to determine the outcome here. So Terry Kennedy He's 1 for 2 with a single in the 5th. And that is a 1-6. Oh, boy. That is a possible walk. And Rick Sutcliffe, Terry Kennedy against a right-hander is a 6. No adjustment from Jack Murphy Stadium. So that is a 6. We rolled a 2, and that is going to be a walk. A walk in a run. Rick Sutcliffe. And that brings up Bobby Brown. Bases still loaded. Do you get rid of Sutcliffe is the question. Do you pull him? He's given up a single error, and a walk. I think you're going to have to. I mean, if I was the manager, I mean, seriously. I'm going to bring in, we're going to bring in Steve Trout, who happens to be another starting pitcher, but they used him in Game 5, so Steve Trout's going to come in and make the replacement here for Sutcliffe. As Sutcliffe just cannot get the out here in the 6th. What have I done to your Cubs? Says, I have not done anything, my friend. I am playing this 100% straight up fair for both teams. So we're going to bring in Steve Trout, starting pitcher Steve Trout. He's going to bat 9th. Let's see when his spot comes up. Yeah, he'll be due up 4th. He'll be due up 4th. So, yeah, all right. So, okay. All right, so Steve Trout coming in. So the day on Rick Sutcliffe is closed, but he still has 3 more runners he's responsible for. So Bobby Brown, 2 strikeouts for Bobby Brown. And Steve Trout, it is a 2-1 ball game. Bases loaded still. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. Golden opportunity for the Padres here. Steve Trout, 1-6, error on a ground ball chance. Error on a ground ball chance. So if it's a ground ball, possibly 3-6. That's star line 1. That is to second base. Oh, no. Oh, no. Not another one. Is that another one on Sandberg? No, he's only a 2. He is only a 2. He is only a 2. So now they have a choice. They could try for a double play, or they can try to throw the runner out at home. So the runner at 3rd is Steve Garvey. Let's see what his... he is a base running of 2. So basically, if you roll 3 or higher, he'll be out at home. Out. Or you can try for the double play. Double play is going to be 2, no adjustment off of Trout. So 1 or 2, double play. Otherwise, you get the runner out at first. Philip Reynolds, what do you think? What do you think, guys? Tim Buck, if you were Ryan Sandberg, you just made a great diving stop out there. A range play that you made. You can try to throw the runner out at home. 1 or 2, he's out. 3, 4, 5, I'm sorry. 1 or 2, he's safe. 3, 4, 5, or 6, he's out. Or you could try for the double play. 1 or 2, it's a double play. 3, 4, 5, or 6, it's just the out, 1 out. You only get 1 out. That's a tough decision. That is a tough decision because if you try for the runner at home and you do not get it, throw him out, says Tim Buck. All right, if you do not get this, you have screwed yourself. Dave Little agrees. All right, already down 1. Try for the out at the plate. All right, here we go. So if you roll a 1 or 2, you have screwed yourself because you get no outs, bases will still be loaded, and another run comes in. It's a 4. All right, so you get the run. So this is going to be, we're going to put this as a fielder's choice, 4-2 out at home. Everyone else advances. You still have bases loaded, and Bobby Brown is out. All right, so now there is 1 out. And it's Carmelo Martinez, the hottest hitter on the freaking planet. I keep saying that because every time I say that, he literally gets a hit. He's 1 for 2 in this game already. He's hit 2 home runs. I think he's hit a home run off of Steve Trout earlier in the series. But you got nowhere to put him, so you have to pitch to him. You can't just intentionally walk a run in. 5-3 is a blank, so it's going on Martinez's card. Oh boy. Good luck, Cubs. Here we go. And that is going to be a double. I told you guys. I told you the hottest hitter on the planet. 3-1 against a left-hander. Oop, let's see if I can just zoom in. Against the left-hander, it's a double into left field. D7. Because the pitcher's a left-hander, you look left of the slash. If he was a right-hander, it'd be a fly out to center. But once again, the hottest hitter on the planet is coming through. Now the question is, does the run come home from first? That's going to be Bobby Brown. He's a base running of 4. Your left fielder for the Cubs. Left fielder for the Cubs, Gary Matthews, is a +1, so he's going to go up to a 5. So 1 to 5 on the red dice, and he is going home. And it's a 1, and because I rolled a 1, it might even advance the runner as you try to throw the runner out. So on a 1, second chart, so the lead runner advances, so he's going to make it home. If the roll is less than or equal to the trailing runner's base running, the trailing runner advances on the throw. So the hitter, Martinez, is a base running of 2. Fortunately, this is a 3, which is going to be, if the roll is higher than the trailing runner's base run, they will hold at second. So he will stop at second with the double, but that, my friends, is a double. Coming in to score is Nettle. Coming in to score is Kennedy. Stopping at Brown come in to score, right? Clearing the bases. Carmelo Martinez, 3 RBI. I told you he's the hottest hitter on the planet. Nobody listens to me. That brings up Gary Templeton with the runner at second. Still only 1 out. It's a 5-1 ball game. Tim Buck. No! Templeton, 6-3 ballpark. Oh, boy. Templeton against lefties got no power, though, so this will not be gone. And that is a 51. That's going to be start line 3. That's a ground ball to first base. That'll advance the runner. So ground ball to first. Advancing to third will be Martinez. So 2 away now, and that brings up the pitcher spot. Eric Shaw. And I think Shaw will stay in to hit. Shaw is 0 for 2. Runner at third. 5-1. 4-3. Possible strikeout. Oh, yeah, definitely strikeout. He's a 23 on a strikeout. But the Cubs have given up 4 runs on 4 hits and an error. And just like that is 5-1 Padres here in game number 5. The crowd is going crazy here at Jack Murphy Stadium. Can Eric Shaw just get 9 more outs for the Padres? Ron Say 0 for 2. Hey, IDJ, who is the hottest hitter on the planet? Dave Little, you're a funny guy, my friend. 2-2, a right-hander. It's a possible strikeout. 12 minus 2 is 10 We rolled a 10, and you know it's going bad when all the dice are rolling against you. Ron Say out. Steve Wright 3. He says he checked his swing. The umpire says, no, you didn't. You're out of here. Joey Davis is up 0 for 2. 55 error chance. So this is going to be an error chance for Jody Davis. And that is going to be a 4-6 fly ball to right field. Right fielder is Tony Gwynn. He's a 2. We rolled a 17. That's going to be a fly ball to right. 2 away. Now brings up Larry Boa. Larry Boa is 1 for 2, singled in the third. 3-6, hit by pitch possibly. He's a +3. He's a 0, but we only rolled the 5, so no hit by pitch. Larry Boa. 2-2, and that's going to be Starline 2. That's a ground ball to the shortstop. And that's going to be Kempleton. He's going to throw it on to first. Side retired. It's a 1-2-3 inning. Shaw pumping his fist as he heads back to the dugout. And that brings up Steve Trout. 1, 2, 3. He's faced 4 batters. And he's going to face Wiggins and Gwynn because he'll have the lefty-lefty matchup. But after Gwynn, we'll pull Trout. Okay, so Al Wiggins. 1 for 3 is Wiggins. 5-1 ball game. Stretch time, everyone. The stretch time, everyone. Take a deep breath here at Jack Murphy Stadium because we got some. This game is not over yet. 55 against the switch hitter, so he'll be right-handed. That is a blank. So a blank instead of a walk plus, so that's actually a good play. And a 1-5 is going to be Starline 1. That's going to be ground ball to second. Making the play, of course, is going to be Sandberg this time for the out. That brings up Tony Gwynn, who is not the hottest hitter on the planet, but he did get a single to start off. 3-1 is a blank on Steve Trout. This will be his last batter, lefty-lefty matchup. 2-2, ground ball to second. That will be Sandberg again. And then it goes right-hander. Oh, another lefty's come. 2 more lefties are coming up, but I think let's see what the Cubs have left here. They have Bruce Starr. Actually, I think they will try to keep him in a couple more, trying to get through Garvey, Nettles, and Kennedy. And that's all their lefties till the top of the order. So, 2 outs. Yeah, might as well leave him in. I mean, he's pitching well all of a sudden. 4-6 range play, though. Again, range plays can be good or bad. Take hits away or give the opponent hits. It's a 6. That'll be an auto hit. 6-6. That's a ground ball down the line. Failed range play at third. We got to see if that's going to go for a single or a double. 1-4 is a single. 5-6 is a double. That is a double by Steve Garvey. As not making the play down there at third base is going to be Ron Say. And so a 2-out double for Steve Garvey. That brings up Craig Nettles. Craig Nettles. All strategies off with a 4-run differential here. Greg Nettles, single, ground ball to second in the fourth, and then got on an E4 in the 6th inning. Ryan Sandberg with only a 1 or 2, and we ruled the 1 on his error chance. Unbelievable. Greg Nettles. 1-3. If he's tired, actually, this will be have to be his last batter because whenever you go your allowed batters and you roll in the parentheses, it's an auto removal. So 1-3. This will be a single, and this is going to get bad. As this is going to be 1-3. S1. Going second to home, you need a base running of 1. And Nettles has got a base running I'm sorry, not Nettles. Garvey has a base running of 2. You only need a base running of 1. And that's going to be a single back up the middle. It's coming in to score is going to be Garvey. And that will be it for Trout. So it's now 6-1 ball game. Oh, boy. And we're going to be bringing in Warren Brewstar here. Warren Brewstar. New pitcher. Brewstar. He'll bat 9th. That's fine. Warren Brewster. 6-1. Runner at first. No strategies. Terry Kennedy is up. Warren Brewstar. 1-4. Possible walk. He's a 6. Rolled a 7, so it's not a walk for Kennedy. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. 1-6. That's a fly ball to right, and that will retire the side, but the Padres pick up another run, and that we will go to the top of the 8th. Eric Shaw coming back out, and we know there will be a pinch hitter coming in, and that pinch hitter will be for the Cubs. It's going to be Thad Bosley. Do we have a Thad Bosley card? Maybe. Yes, Thad Bosley is going to come in and pinch hit. He's a lefty, so that'll be one good thing. And he's also a 296 hitter. So pinch hitter coming in, Thad Bosley for the Cubs against Eric Shaw. He's given up 1 run on 3 hits so far. Thad Bosley, 51. Ballpark, oh boy. Ballpark, Jack Murphy Stadium. Slide this up just slightly for you guys. There we go. Jack Murphy Stadium. 2-5. That's going to be a single, possibly moving it into a double. Thad Bosley is a run of 3. So 1, 2, 3, he'll turn it into a double. 4, 5, he'll just stop at first. 6, he's thrown out at second. And that will be just a single. So single by Thad Bosley. So he comes in and does his job. And that brings up Bob Denier. This game is not over yet. Top of the 8th, 6-1. Oops, and I have to switch back to my dashboard so I can see all the complaining going on in the chat. I mean, all the conversations going on. Bob Denier, 4-4, righty, possible strikeout. He's a 6. -2. He is a 4, so fortunately, not a strikeout for Bob Denier. That's a fly ball. It's going out to left field for the catch and the out, and that is the hottest hitter on the planet. Everyone knows who that is. That's a fly ball, left field. That's Martinez for the out. Ryan Sandberg, he is 1 for 3 in that big error in the 6th inning.
Service disabled.
Try resetting it. Unplug it and just let it rescan. So Sandberg, 1 for 3, 21, and possible error in a throw. Error in a throw check. Maybe Sandberg can get back the error he gave up. 4-5, and against the right-hander, that's a ground ball to the pitcher. Shaw is a 0 error, so no error on the play. And they're going to try for 2 here. Ryan Sandberg, ground ball double play, a 2, 1. So it's got to be a 1 for a double play. Shaw reaches his glove out, gets the bouncer. He spins around and throws it to who's on first? It's going to be Bosley's on first. He's got a base running of 3. So he's going to throw it to first on the fielder. That thing, the ground out. It went to the pitcher, over to first. Moving to second will be Bosley, but they get the out. Probably a smart play by Shao. Just take any out you can possibly get at this point. Don't worry about trying for double plays. And that's 2 away now. Runner in scoring position for Gary Matthews. Matthews is 1 for 2. Singled in the 6th, walk in the 4th, and a ground ball to short in the first inning. Gary Matthews, 6'6", right-hander, possible strikeout. 10 minus 2 is 8. We rolled a 2. Stay right, 3. Called, an emphatic call by the ump, and that is going to do it for this 8th inning. We go to the 9th. The Cubs are down to 2. Our last 3 outs. They're going to need some runs if they're going to go to the World Series. And we have got to bring in a new pitcher. So that new pitcher is going to be it's going to be George Frazier again. Frazier's going to come in. He pitched well the other day to close things out. They got to use every pitcher they have available. This is the last game of the season if they don't win it. So George Frazier coming in the bottom of the 8th. 6-1 Padres. So George Frazier against Bobby Brown. Brown is 0 for 3. 1-2 possible walk. Nope, no walk on Brown. 1-1, that's a ground ball back to the pitcher. He'll throw it over in time, 1 away. Carmelo Martinez, again, do you just freaking intentionally walk this guy? He's giving him a single and a double so far. He is the hottest hitter on the planet. I know, I said it before. 6-1 possible strikeout. 9 minus 2 is 7. That is a 9, so no strikeout. It's coming off of Martinez's card. And good luck, Cubs. This time they got him out. Fly ball to center, as he's just probably just swinging at anything. That brings up Gary Templeton 2 away. 3, and that'd be a single if he's tired, but he's not officially tired yet. Templeton, 4-3, star line 5, that's a fly ball, and here we go. Top of 9, the crowd is on their feet. Top of 9, the crowd is on their feet, and it is Shao. Does he have enough left in him? Does he have enough? That is 27, 28, 29. He's faced 30 batters. He can go 32, so he is coming out for the 9th inning. He is trying to will his team on to the World Series, but he's got to get by Leo Durham first, Keith Moreland, and Ron Say, or any pinch hitters that might come in. Shao, 5-2. And that is a question mark. Lefty. Question mark lefty is a 1-3, and that is a 1. That is an auto out. Unbelievable. And that will be an auto out of ground ball down to third base. That's going to be Greg Nettles. He's going to scoop and throw on target in time. Durham out. The Cubs are down to their final 2 outs. Keith Moreland, 279 hitter. 16 home runs. They don't need home runs right now. They need base hitters. Down 5 runs here in the top of the 9th. 4-3 strikeout chance. No strikeout. Keith Moreland's going to get a swing at this one. 2, 4 singles past the shortstop. So this one's not over yet. Singles past the shortstop. That brings up Ron Say. 240 average, and they might be making a change here. Let's see the Cubs here. They pinch hit a couple players. Say had 4 at bats in the real life game. So they pinch hit for Boa, and they pinch hit for the pitcher spot, but they did not pinch hit for Say. So I'm going to leave Say in there. What's Boa's? Davis is 256. Boa is only a 223. So yeah, if you're gonna bring someone in to hit, probably you wanna replace your worst hitters. Say's pretty decent, 240 average, not great, but he did have 25 home runs. He can make things a little more interesting. He gets a pop. 6'6". Right-hander is a possible strikeout. He's a 12, -2 is 10. Good thing on the -2, or that would have been a strikeout. So this one's coming off a Ron Say's card. 4, 5. Starline 3. This could be it. That's a ground ball down to Greg Nettles. They're going to try for 2. Ground ball double play of 3, -1 for Shao. So it's a 1 or 2, and this game is over. Here comes the ball. It's down the line. Nettles, bare hand, throws to second, and on to first, double play, and this series is over. The Padres storm out of the dugout. That is going to be a 5-4-3 around the horn double play, and the Padres, who came into existence in 1969, have finally made it to their first World Series in their first opportunity. That is not a force. I want a ground ball double play. Thank you. That is going to be a 5-4-3 around the horn double play, and this game is over. The Padres get their first World Series crack as they defeat the Cubs 3-2, and they win 3 games. No, wait. The Cubs are up 2-1. And then it was 2-2, and then it was 2-3. Yes, so the Padres win 2 in a row. I was thinking maybe it was 3 in a row.
It says to restore service, call this number.
I'll look at it here in a minute. So the Padres, their first playoff appearance ever, they defeat the Chicago Cubs, the hot-hitting, the masterful team that had one of the best records in the league. I got to pull the information up. So give me a second. 1984 National League. The Chicago Cubs, who won 96 games in the regular season and won their division by 7 games over the Mets, 13 over the Cardinals. They go down to the Padres with a 92-70 record. The San Diego Padres make it to their first World Series in our replay and actually in real life, and the Billy Goat curse continues. Oh yeah, there we go. Eric Shaw, your MVP for this game, Eric Shaw, but I think MVP of the series is going to go, where is he? He's over here somewhere. MVP of the series is going to go to Carmelo Martinez. The Cubs had a shot. They were up 2-1. All they needed to win was one more game, and they couldn't do it. 2 games in a row for San Diego at home. They are going crazy here at Jack Murphy Stadium. The Padres are headed to the World Series to face off against either the Detroit Tigers or the Kansas City Royals. Detroit Tigers or Kansas City Royals. So one of those 2 teams they will be facing off against. Well, The fourth inning really hurt. Yes, you had bases loaded with nobody out. You scored 1 run. The Padres had the exact same thing in the sixth inning. Bases loaded, nobody out, and they scored 4 runs. That was, part of the difference of the ending there of the game. Big difference. If you would have scored 2 and they scored 2, then we're looking at a 3-3 ball game going into the ninth inning. So what a game, what a series, and there you go. And I've already had a request by I think Tim was the requester asking if I was going to do the American League uh, replay of between Detroit and Kansas City. And if that is something you guys would like, leave a comment after the video's done. Leave a comment, and then if that goes well, and if I decide to do it and that goes well, then we'll find out who makes it to the World Series, and then we might have a San Diego Detroit or San Diego Kansas City World Series from 1984. So inside pitch, wonderful game, wonderful system. Really highly recommend it. I printed everything in black and white, but when you order the cards, you can order them in color, which were super good, super nice. Um, I got nothing but positive things to say. The only issues I really have is the base running can be a little time consuming because you have to check some charts and check the numbers and add in, base running minus arm versus the number you need and stuff like that. But I mean, after you play a few games, it gets a little bit easier for you guys. But that's it for 1984. The Cubs curse continues. The Billy Goats curse is going on. And as you know, that will continue on until 2016. That's right, 32 more years of suffering for Cubs fans, all because the Padres took them out in game number 5. Thank you all for coming out. Tim Buck, Philip Reynolds, Dave Little. Be sure to check out Dave Little channel. Great guy, great commentary. Clinton Parks was here for a while. I'm not sure if Clinton's still here. Tony Kinar was here. So thank you guys for coming out. And everyone else that came out, I do appreciate it. We'll see everyone next time. We still got our 2015 playoff replay going on. And we're also going to be doing the 2019 National Pastime Next Generation Plus system for some games. I'm not sure if it's going to be a full replay or maybe the playoffs or whatever, but lots of things going on. So I appreciate everyone coming out tonight. Have a great evening. I've got to go help the wife. She's all freaked out because the cable box is giving her an error message. So now I got to go help her and try and figure out what's going on. So thank you all for coming out. Your final score here, Chicago Cubs 1 run and 5 hits and 1 error. The San Diego Padres 6 runs on 10 hits and no errors. They go on to the World Series. See you all next time.